The year is 2014. My older brother and I are sitting in the two back seats of my mother's van. I don't know why we were in the car or where we were going, but I do remember a specific detail. I'm leaning over my armrest trying to peer at what my brother has in his hands. It's a console of some sort. At the time, I didn't know what it was, and I also didn't know what he was playing, but I can tell you what I saw. The character on the screen was blonde, he had a long leather black cloak, and he had something in his hand that seemed to be a giant key. Soon, I would learn that this character's name is Roxas, and I would also learn from my brother that he is from a franchise called Kingdom Hearts. Now that I'm older, I know that so many people have the same exact experience that I have with these games. Finding it through older siblings or parents, etc., etc. There's that special sentimental value to these games that aren't really comparable to anything else. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today. Fair warning though, this video is not a summary. It is not a synopsis of every game and what they're about. This video will mainly be on the topic of why these games are important, and also why these games are just so good. And another thing, yes, I am completely biased. This video will be nothing but bias, but I think that's important. I want this video to be about my feelings towards the entire franchise. I want it to be about why it's so important to me and so many others. So without further ado, I think I can begin here. Before we get more into this topic, there is another thing I want to mention. I am not here to tell you that this game is a masterpiece. I'm not here to tell you that these games aren't flawed. There's a reason these games are memed all the time.
The Heartless obey me now, Sora. Now I have nothing to fear.
You're stupid!
Who are you?
I'm what's left. Or maybe I'm all there ever was.
I meant your name. You could say I am the biggest nobody of them all.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is undeniably pretty cheesy. In some ways, and especially in terms of story, it can be cliche, and even just like downright confusing if you're not paying attention. I'm looking at you guys. But aside from all of that, I'm going to talk about what works. What makes these games tick? Why are these games so beloved by so many people? After all, a video game about Final Fantasy crossing over with Disney is kind of an absurd idea. And it's what many people critique about the game. Lots of people label these games as childish and immature. And I'm not here to tell you that they're wrong, but in some ways, it's a little bit different than that. You might see just a weird video game about Disney princesses. I see a game about why friendship is so important, how even people with good hearts can be manipulated. Beautiful games about sacrifice, even. I believe that the one thing about this franchise that differentiates it from other ones is that there's passion behind it. There's genuine love fueling it, not only by the developers, but by the fans too. Well, most of the games anyway.
Cool.
But I digress. I have a question for you. You probably clicked on this video because maybe you like Kingdom Hearts. But I want to ask, when's the last time a game truly affected you? When's the last time a game made you think? A game you couldn't stop thinking about even long after you had finished it? To me, these are those games. There is just so much there to digest in these games in terms of story, characters, everything. There's mystery, there's intrigue, there's sadness, there's happiness. I'm coming back full circle now, but there's that childlike wonder that these games have. Just talking about these games makes me feel childish. In a good way, in the best way possible. To me, these games hold that childlike innocence that you can't really get anywhere else. And these games don't feel this way simply because there's Disney characters in them. Yes, this franchise is nonsensical, insane, and most of the time hilarious when it's not trying to be.
Cool.
But it's also fun and heartfelt and just overall beautiful. There aren't many games like Kingdom Hearts, and there probably never will be. I mean, like, Hey, I don't even know how this game was approved in the first place. But once again, I digress. This video was short. It didn't need to be long at all. Because in all honesty, it's hard to put into words how much this game truly means. And I think it's the diversity of the people who love it that is truly spectacular. People of different culture and different races and different backgrounds can come together to enjoy these games as much as they want. If you haven't already, I would extremely suggest that you sit back, relax, and perhaps watch a playthrough of somebody playing these games. And if you can, get these games yourself. And who knows, maybe you'll absolutely adore it, maybe you'll hate it. But one thing is for sure, you'll have a crazy experience that you can't get anywhere else. Like I keep saying, the characters, the story, the gameplay, it is all so very unique. My experience with these games cannot be compared to anyone else's, and vice versa. Everyone has a different story when it comes to these games, how they discovered it, if they ever played them, and that's exactly what makes them so beautiful. These games are not a waste of time. In fact, they're worth your time. Well, most of them. But now I think I can bring this video to a close. And you may be thinking, wow, that was short. And the truth is, I suck with words. I have such profound feelings for this franchise that I can't even describe it. Perhaps if you guys really wanted to, I could make a summary video about the games. Maybe then I can really get my words out to describe it. Now please, if you can, tell me your experiences with these games. Something I love about YouTube is that we can all get together and discuss our opinions on something. Now, my channel is still very new, but I hope it's a safe space for some of you guys to come and express your feelings on a topic. Is there anything that I missed out on that you wish I talked about? Perhaps there's something you wish I would have said better. And overall, do you agree with me or disagree with me? Please tell me in the comment section down below. And with that, I will leave you guys. Have a wonderful day or night depending on when you're watching this. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Cool.